Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to the under 14 and under 16 National Showcase, an all-star event brought to you live by MG Sports. We will be having, as usual, North versus South coming up for you. A competition in which North have emerged victorious in the last two occasions. And there's sure to be fireworks in both games. Plenty of familiar faces to those who regularly follow schoolboy football. Kickoff time slated to be 2:15 for the first match, and then 4 o'clock for the second. But we'll be bringing you the live coverage of the game soon. The teams are just getting ready, just warming up, and we'll be just awaiting the referees go ahead to start pretty soon. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff is on the way.
1, 2, 3.
Jen, catch the picture of them. Stop. Like that.
Let's hear a round of applause for the U14 All-Stars South and North.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the teams walking onto the pitch now, getting ready to begin this game. It's sure to be a spectacular showdown. Of course, the aim is not necessarily winning today. It's just about showcasing the ability of these youngsters. And in case you weren't aware, it is the under 14 national showcase between, as usual, north and south. South. We'll see if South can emerge victorious once more, as they are the two-time defending champions. Actually, they've won both years before this.
Please remain standing for prayer. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to All Stars Jamaica. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your support. But as you do, we always give that back. Amen. Every good and perfect gift comes from God.
So let us pause and we just acknowledge Him. So, Father, we thank you for your goodness, your love to us as a people and to our nation. We thank you for your blessing, gift, and continuous gift. Thank you for the great acts, the great honors that you have placed in this nation for their benefit, for their prosperity of themselves and the families, and for this nation, oh God. We commit this game and the other game into your hands. We pray for a wonderful, amazing, tightly fought, disciplined, respectful, but talented display game for your glory and honor. Bless all those who are involved, and may this become a normal thing where Jamaica creates spaces that our young Barnabas can advance. We bless you, we give you thanks. In your son's name we pray. And we all say what? Amen. Over back to Mr. Jones.
So we will have the welcoming party led by Mr. Nate Davis from All Star Jamaica, Project to Project, and Mrs. Simone Foster and Mr. Ryan Foster. They are sponsors, Express Canteen. And we want to also thank the sponsors, Splurt, Grace Mighty Malt, for being a part of this project. So let's hear it for the teams. So, All Stars South U14. Number 20, Daniel Alexander from St. George's College. And there are the Georgians in the house. Yeah. Number 15, Mr. Makiri Diagila, St. George's College. It look like the North Street players, them on top of the list. Number 4, Leon Melissa, Kingston College. Number 7, Dwight Webb, Woolman. Number 5, Omar Reed, Holy Trinity. Number 1, Catch Smith, he's the goalkeeper, he's from Woolman. Number 3, Josiah Banton from Kingston College. Number 99, Jabari Dixon, goalkeeper from Excelsior. Number 21 is Cartel Edwards. He's not Vibes Cartel, but Cartel Edwards from Holy Trinity. Number 6, Shaquille Graham, Kingston College. Number 12, it's Abat Sterling, Woolman. Number 18, Colin Robinson, Ganoon Technical. Number 8, Dominic Smith, Holy Trinity. Number 13, we have our own Messi. He's Messi Walker from Excelsior. Number 10, Owain Furtado from Kingston College. And number 3, Mr. Dominic Cruikshank from Woolman. That's the squad for the U14 South. And I will tell you who the starting 11 is. And for the North, it's Joel Johnson from Stats. He wears number 10. Giovanni Pete from Calabar. Number 12, Damian Johnway from Killen Academy. Number 23, Timothy Bennett from Campbell College. Nigel Spence, number 16. 24 is Neymar Francis from Jamaica College. Number 4, North Dennis Morrison from Campion College. Number 11, Neil Robinson from St. Andrew Technical High School. And number 5, Patience Golden from Campion College. Number 9, Christian. Number 9, we have Christian Foster from Grove. Seems to be U14 South. From starting lineup for South, we have number 20, Alexander, he's running Alexander from Georges. Number 15, Martyrian Yadila from St. George's. Omar Reed from Holy Trinity. Cash Smith is the goalkeeper from Woolworths. Isaiah Banton from Casey. Number 21, Carter Edwards, Holy Trinity. Number 6, Shaquille Graham, Kingston College. Number 12, Aaron Sterling from Woolworths. Number 18, Colin Robinson, Low Technical. Number 8, Dominic Smith, Holy Trinity. And number 10, away from Tyler from Kingston College. That's the starting lineup for the South. For the North, we have in goal number 99, Giovanni Brown from Jamaica College. Then we have number 7, Sean Smith from Jamaica College. Terrence Chrisley from Jamaica College. Number 9, number 6, James Rosenhill. Number 14, Cavallo White JC. Timothy Jones from St. Catherine. He wears number 22. Number 3, Ryan Smith from Jamaica College. Christopher Duggan from Killen. He wears number 50.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just have the lineups now for you. From North, we have from Jamaica College, Kenway Brown. We also have Deshaun Smith from Jamaica College. We saw him play in the final of the Under-14 All-Island competition, which they won resounding fashion. Also have Terrell Christie, who's a teammate of his from Jamaica College. You have James Rosen from Hillel rather. Cavani White from Jamaica College. Timothy Jones from St. Catherine. JC's Raheem Smith. Tristan Dugal from Hillel. Aaron Waugh from Campion. Damien Tong. And Noah Geddes Morrison from Campion. As we see the game get off now, promises to be an exciting game between these two teams. Ball played upfield now. It's chasing. Does well there. Wins a goal kick for his team. Good defending. Player I'm looking forward to seeing later on, of course, is Christian Foster of Hillel. In an unbelievable form. Made his Mining Cup debut just 13 years of age. lovely ball played here on this left-hand side. It's an attempt to get a cross in, but the corner kick coming up now, I believe. Corner coming in now. Good one as well. Decent delivery, but that's headed away and cleared. And seems the ref has called back play here. And this free kick will now be taken by Walker. Played downfield. Ooh, it's a good searching ball, but that's headed away. Now can try to take his man on. Cuts back. Nice little footwork there in tight space, but now South have lost the ball. Almost intercepted, but North now can break on the counter, and that's intercepted nicely. Tripped up there by the pitch. Unfortunate sequence of events there. I believe that was Damien a few moments ago. Had that unfortunate slip there. And trying to get around his man there was Damien Jung, but does win a throw, however. And now he's coming forward with some pace, but that's been put out of play. He does win a throw in there, Daniel Alexander. And searching down this left-hand side, trying to get a cross in, but unfortunately he couldn't. It will be a goal kick to the All-Stars under 14 North team. And that's put out of play. I have to say, a bit of a poor decision there from Cad Smith. My apologies, that actually was Brown. But now there's down the left-hand side. North can come forward with a counter-attack, and he's been hacked down in the box. Well, according to the fans, but the referee disagrees. And South there can count themselves a bit fortunate to get away with that. But won't get away with that foul, and that will end up being a free kick. You can see a replay on it there. I think at the end of the day, what it is clumsy. No real ill intent there on the challenge. And now we'll have a free kick to be taken by Giovanni Peak. Or Tyrell Christie, actually. And it's crossed into the box, but no one really able to make a clean connection with it. That will put out of play for a throw-in. As mentioned before, Tyrell Christie did represent Jamaica College in the under-14 showcase All-Ireland final as they took on Cornell College, Garvin Masio, and dispatched of them 4-0. Put out of play will be a throw-in now to South, who have started rather slowly in this one, I have to say. ...40 minutes a half, by the way, in terms of minutes being played in this game, just for those wondering, which is pretty much the standard at this level of youth football. And that's a good throw. It's beating the defenders, and now South have a chance to just get a cross in. Cross coming in from Furtado. Makes its way all the way over. And he's still trying to get past a couple of defenders. Ends up losing the ball there. Dominic Smith, that was. And now a chance. Pass. And that's intercepted. Makiri Diagala trying to find his teammate there, was unable to, however. It's George's teammate, Daniel Alexander, trying to weave his way past a couple of defenders, but was unable to. Just cleared downfield now by North, but only as far as Dominic Prashon. And that's intercepted there by what seems like a behemoth of a young man, using his physical stature to win the ball there, but he's lost position momentarily before North regain it. And a lovely pass out to the left-hand side. Oh, he's beating him for pace here. And that's put out of play. But well done, a great pass to put it into his path. Taken short now to Deshaun Smith. And they do win a throw-in. As mentioned before, Smith was a huge part of Jamaica College's win in the under-14 competition. Garvey Messier pretty much had no chance, but a mistake here at the back, and now South can come forward, try to get a chance here. Oh, lovely ball over the top, grazed the top of the head of a young defender there, which I believe to be Raheem Smith, but ultimately just couldn't get on the end of it there. Unable to make the defender pay there. Cartel Edwards, the goalkeeper, also rushed out. Liam Delissa. Cash Smith rather in goal. Had to get there to at least put off the angle. In the end, North remain unscathed. And a bit of an awkward clearance there, and that's been put out of play for a throw into South, who, as I mentioned before, have won this competition 2 times in a row, 2 years running. They'll be hoping to make it 3. Throw in to be taken here. And just in the meantime, before we take this through, I'd like to thank the sponsor for today, Soccer Express. For making this day possible. And a bit of a weird little collision there, a scramble. Oh, and it's made its way all the way over to South, and they can try to get a cross in here. It's cleared. Cross coming in now. No one, however, at the back post. Lovely idea in the end from Raheem Smith, but wasn't Smith, rather it was Dominic Cruikshank, but in the end unable to find Furtado at the back post. Timothy Jones, as mentioned before, got quite the size and height on him for his age. But we'll see if he can have the technical ability to match. And I thought that went out. Yes, it did. It'll be a throw now taken by Smith. Hit on by Dougal. And Furtado wins the ball back now for South. Tries to get a cross in, but in the end, good defending coming in there from Tristan Dougal. Pass is played. A cross coming in now. Not dealt with convincingly, but in the end they do get to clear. Bit of a scrappy start to the first half. Neither team really able to settle into it. But now South coming clear. Lovely ball goes through. Oh, and the goalkeeper's come out. And he's unable to prevent it from being a goal. And in the end, South take the lead here. We wondered if they could make it 3 years running. And they're in pole position to do so. Dominic Smith of Trinity with a fine finish. The goalkeeping, I have to say, a bit questionable. But nevertheless, I doubt the two-time defending champions of this All-Star Showcase will mind that much. And in the end, Brown in goal had to get there ahead of Dominic Smith, but he didn't. But nevertheless, mistakes are to be expected. So just about how you bounce back from them. But good dribbling there, and in the end has his shot blocked. Oh, a lovely show of skill there, but eventually lost the ball. Sean Smith, as mentioned before, captain for Jamaica College in that win over Garvey Messio in the All-Ireland under 14 final. Sensational right throughout the competition, really. And a nice turn there by Furtado to get away from Dougal. And his cross is blocked. Plays it back to Smith. It's a good combination play with him. And a corner now to South. Won there by Makiri Diagalar. Furtado to Makiri. Trying to find Furtado, but in the end that's booted out. Booted downfield. And he was urged to deal with it there by his coach, Cartel Edwards, and he did so. And he's brought his team up the field now. And South is still marauding forward on that right-hand side. A cross coming in. Makes its way to Furtado, but a pretty tame shot. And the clearance isn't the greatest either. Anywhere will do at this point. Now, on the ball, just a few minutes ago, was Avon Sterling from Wolmer's, who's actually captaining in this team. And ball won back by North. Timothy Jones picks up a foul there. And James Rosen of Hillel. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Promising young talent. As I mentioned before, Christian Foster, who's supposed to play. Oh, a lovely ball from Christie over to Jones. Turn and had a shot, but that's blocked. And now they're going forward, North. And that has hit the side netting in the end from Damien. As I was mentioning before, as you can see that shot there, rattled the side netting. Did expect Christian Foster to start, given the form that he's been in for at the Manning Cup level, as well as all the press that he's been getting lately. Really expected him to play. One of the brightest young talents in the country at Hillel. And actually, it would have been his third All-Star appearance. And a shot now. Timothy Jones makes it 1-1. Great finish coming in there from the young man. And actually, that ended up coming off his knee. And then a fortuitous bounce off the upright of the bar and into the net. Good ingenuity there in the end to just get that outstretched leg and put it over the goalkeeper's head. Timothy Jones of St. Catherine High, in the end, has done well there. Oh, lovely attempt at a ball, looking for Damien. And good defending in the end, and now it's Raheem Smith. Ball played, and Dugal loses it. Oh, lovely bit of skill and pace there shown by Furtado. Still going, can he whip across in here? Yes, he can. Oh, actually ended up being a shot and saved in the end by Brown in goal. Dominic Smith looking to find the run there of his teammate, unable to, but what about that effort from Furtado and the skill? Lovely turn to just scamper away from Tristan Dugal. And Furtado's picked up the ball once more, driving at the defenders, using his deceptively strong frame, but then his cross is quite easily claimed there by Brown in goal, who's of course playing in his own backyard, a Jamaica College student. And speaking of Jamaica College students, Tyrell Christie venturing forward down that left-hand side is hacked, and he wins a free kick, and there will be a yellow card shown for that challenge, and perhaps rightfully so. He was late, very late. I believe Tyrell Christie actually scored an amazing goal for Jamaica College in that aforementioned game against Garvin Mesio from quite some distance, and they'll be hoping today, the North, that in their bid to win this competition for the first time in about 3 years, that he can produce a similar moment of magic. Timothy Jones, who was a standout in the Manning Cup earlier this year for St. Catherine High, has once again found his name on the score sheet. Lovely finish to put his team level, and there you can see a lovely pass over the top there, and put it on a platter really in the end for Timothy Jones. But what about that pass from James Rosen of Hillel? Wonderful vision, but he had the execution as well. Perfect weight and pace on the pass to give Jones enough time, give him enough room and space to score there. And Timothy Jones leading by example. Of course, not the captain today, but he was captain at St. Catherine High. And there you can see the replay of the first goal scored by Dominic Smith. And in the end, Brown did come for it, but unfortunately couldn't get there ahead of Smith, who made him pay. But currently, scores are tied 1-1. Perhaps it is a good reflection of the game. And if we're going to be thinking about what the objective of this sort of a game is, it is at the end of the day just to showcase the level of talent on show in the country. And I have to say, we've seen quite a number of players that have really impressed. For example, Furtado, he has been sensational. Lovely bit of skill and pace to beat his man down the left-hand side. Very often going down the byline to get some crosses in. The Kingston College player has a decent bit of size on him for his age, which does help. Very athletic, but very skillful as well, creative with his turns. And almost scored, of course, with that cross, if it was a cross. Free kick taken now. Not the greatest one in the world, but that's gone out. And my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for the announcement earlier in terms of a sponsor. It wasn't Soccer Express, it was Express Canteen, but nonetheless, thankful for the opportunity that they've given us here, putting on a great show. And Dugal plays that upfield now, looking for Jones, I believe, unable to find him. Headed on there by Sterling, but it's gone all the way back to North. Played out to the right hand side, only slipped there, but he's put it out of play. Throw in. Oh, almost intercepted. Now it's Jones using his size to just spin away. Now here's Christie. Oh, it seemed to have won a penalty in his eyes, actually, but referee says no. And Smith has a goal, but put his shot wide. And Yafet is still to be applauded nonetheless. Shot ended up being wayward, but good build-up play in the end from North, who did well to rally and get an equalizer in this game after a pretty tumultuous start to it. Raheem Smith now on the ball, trying to find his captain Sterling, but lost out there. And Damien has won the ball back, looking for Jones, but the pass wasn't accurate. He's won it back, however. Good show of determination from him. Good defending coming in from Robinson. Outside of the boot pass, trying to find Dominic Smith there, but unable to find him. Put out of play in the end for a throw in to under 14 South. Now the throw will be taken by Omar Reed of Trinity. And it's gone all the way over to Makiri, who's trying to get on the end of that, but that's put away. Good defending in the end from North. Smith trying to find the Trinity midfielder there. Omar Reed, but unable to. Now they do earn themselves a throw. And that's put out of play once more, this time by Tristan Dugal of Hillel. Play will go the other way now for North as they take this throw in now with Dugal. They've won the ball back here, South. Ball over the top, trying to find Smith, I believe, and that's put away before it get into the path of Alexander. Now they have a chance to go forward, North. A lovely bit of skill there to just dash away from his man, but in the end, lovely recovery tackle coming in there, and South have set themselves up there to defend the corner, but good defending from Cartel Edwards. Got beat initially down that byline, but did well to force a corner. Now will be taken by Terrell Christie, who's been in charge of most of the set pieces, and that wasn't the greatest one that he's done so far, and that should be a foul. Indeed it is. Furtado, the guilty party there. Seems as though it will either be taken, well, I thought it was going to be Tyrell Christie, but he's actually left it for Timothy Jones. I mentioned before, captain for St. Catherine High. Taken now by Jones, and it's not a bad effort, you know. Didn't have perhaps the power on it that he would have wanted, but nevertheless he did get it on target. Decent dead ball delivery there, and in the end, well done by the goalkeeper from North, Brown, from South rather, to just deal with that. Now Dugal can try to play it down field, but he's actually put it out of play. And Jabari Dixon in goal for South today. He was the one who made the save. He's from Excelsior High, and of course we do know that Excelsior did emerge victorious in two competitions this year. They won the Manning Cup, but they also did win the Schoolgirls All-Island Final against Camperdown. Well, actually, they lost the final to Camperdown in what was a 9-year streak of winning, brought to an end thanks to a wonderful performance in the final from Italia Robinson in goal in the penalty shootout. But nevertheless, Excelsior did get some silverware this year, and they can be proud of that. Jones, good pass there, nice hold-up play from the target man. And he skipped past his man once more. I have to say, if nothing else, this young man down that left-hand side, Aaron Woe, I believe, from Campion, his dribbling and his speed down the left-hand side have been phenomenal. probably Woff is the perhaps the correct pronunciation. My apologies for butchering the name, young man. But nevertheless, young Aaron from Campion, he's been sensational really down that left-hand side. Good show of skill and pace. And he's had the beating of those defenders down that left-hand side. And thanks to him, really, North have pretty much dominated ever since they scored the equalizer, which, of course, as I mentioned before, did come from Timothy Jones. And now the corner will be taken. This time by Smith. Decent delivery, had some pace on it, and that's punched over, had to be. Jabari Dixon in goal from Excelsior had to get his hand to that, but in the end it will be a goal kick, I believe, because perhaps the ball went out of play already, or perhaps it just didn't touch him and I perhaps just saw wrong. Ball played upfield now for Tado. Once again has an opportunity to go past his man, this time unable to. And the throw in now for Deshaun Smith of the North All-Stars. Showcases like this truly are crucial. They do give young players the platform to express themselves and gives them the opportunity to allow those of the wider community, in terms of those who follow schoolboy football, to really see what they have to offer. And of course it does represent a pipeline, of course, eventually for professional teams to see them as well, and maybe even the national team scouts and coaches. So this is a chance, if ever there was one. Oh, lovely cross coming in here. Oh, played into the path of Timothy Jones, but good interception. Dominic Smith, good pass over the top, trying to find Furtado, but in the end Brown gets there. But as I mentioned before, it's a good pipeline, this competition, for young talent to showcase what they have to offer to some academies, some professional teams, and of course eventually the national setup at their age group. And a good ball, well, good attempt at a pass there to try to find Furtado, but in the end the pass from Alexander, not able to find him. Alexander does well there to skip past a couple of players, gone past 3 now, assessing his options, gone past 4, and finally had his shot blocked. Wonderful, wonderful dribbling on show from the young man. And had he been able to get the shot away cleanly and produce an effort on goal that scored, I tell you what, that would be one of the better goals you're going to see at this age group all year long. Now here's Smith. Pass now, and the effort there in the end by Edwards. Not what you'd have wanted, but as mentioned before, a number of players have stood out to me thus far, Furtado being among them, but also we're beginning to see some confidence on the ball now from the young number 20 there, Alexander from Georges College, playing on the South team today in the number 20. Jones took it down well, and a pass there into Smith, now out wide once more. And Robinson just can't get enough of beating these players Eventually lost the ball, but he's a real crowd pleaser, this one. And hopefully we can get a replay of that soon, because that was special. And Dougal took that down, not the most convincing of first touches, and that's eventually put out of play. Dominic Smith couldn't get on the end of it, but there we have the replay there. Lovely shifting of the hips there, just taking it away from his man. His ability to change direction, just stop and start, so deceptive, so hard to stop. And Giovanni peak there, lost the ball. Now seems that there's a bit of a knock there. Hopefully he can get that addressed. Alexander, he's still on the ground after receiving the pass from Hurtado and tried to skip past the challenge, but and the challenge ended up leaving him rooted to the floor. And hopefully it won't be anything too serious. And the play will be restarted soon. We've already seen somebody coming onto the pitch now for South. I believe that is. I see Walker from Excelsior. Poor pass there, it's given away. Now into the path of that young man. Once more on the left-hand side, a cross coming into Jones, and once more, Timothy Jones has put himself on the score sheet, but he's also put the under-14 North All-Stars in the lead, coming from behind. And I have to say, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Aaron Wolf from Campion. He's been just sensational, really. His decision-making, his ability to just go past players, wonderful cross coming in. And yes, the defending wasn't the greatest. Not really the marking you'd want to see from the defenders. But lovely finish in the end from Timothy Jones of St. Catherine High. Rosen went into that challenge, didn't know too much about it. And that pass there was a bit wayward from Sterling, and North now have the ball back with Smith. He's driving forward down that left-hand side, stops, trying to beat the defender, and he cuts inside, loses possession, however. And that's put out of play, will be a throw-in after the Jamaica College captain there just put it out of play. And as you can see there, just an addition of 2 minutes to the end of the half. But now it's Furtado down that right-hand side. Just lost position, but he seemingly won it back now. And taking it down that right-hand side, trying to keep it in play, unable to though. And Dominic Smith just runs out of room on the pitch. Will be a goal kick. And just being urged to take the goal kick a bit quicker than he has been. There, Brown in goal, and the clearance isn't the greatest. And now here's Sterling. Gets the return pass, skips past the challenge, skips past yet another, and wins a foul, deservingly so as well. As you can see, clearly had an effect on him. He's collapsed to the ground in the aftermath before making his way to his feet, but clear that the initial 2 challenges had an effect on him. And now it seemed as though it was going to be Dominic Smith taking the free kick, but he's seemingly left it now to be taken by Shaquille Graham of Kingston College. Graham with the free kick, blazed high over the bar, but nevertheless, it's probably going to be the end of the half, and it is. The less said about that attempt, the better. But lovely show, honor, display for our fans today thus far. It's been great, really. Some flicks, some tricks, some wonderful attempts, and we've seen quite a number of goals as well. And at the end of the day, that's what we do want to see. We do want to see goals in any football game. That is the objective. But beyond just winning, we want to see the development of what the country has to offer at this age group. And so far, so good. It's been brilliant from both sides. But as of now, the score reads the North under 14 All-Stars up 2 and South under 14 All-Stars 1. We'll be back after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live from Jamaica College, Assenheim Stadium.
Christ. German. Jenny, go for me, Ashmina. You want me daddy?
Welcome back once more, ladies and gentlemen. The second half is about to get underway here at the Jamaica College Football Stadium between under 14 North All-Stars and under 14 South All-Stars. Promises to be a great clash between these two. And as of now, North is currently in the lead. 2-1 up after 2 goals from Timothy Jones. And I have to say, that second goal in particular was pretty good. I loved the dribbling on show as we get the game underway here from that young man who supplied the assist for the second goal. That young man being Aaron Wolf. The first goal came courtesy of a wonderful ball over the top by the number 6 James Rosen of Hillel. Wonderful vision to spot Jones on the run and got there ahead of the defenders with his speed and his size. They were terribly afraid of him and used it to good effect and just used his knee quite creatively to place it over the head. Oh, Furtado almost got the pass through from Colleen Robinson, but ultimately was offside. Set piece now to be taken. Decent one as well, I tell you that, but that's headed away. And a shot coming in once more, and I believe it found Furtado in the box, but poked off his foot there. Good clearance. And now the North can come forward. There's Rosen on the ball once more. His passing's been really good thus far, and I don't believe he was able to keep that in play there. And yes, I was correct. Giovanni Peak was unable to just keep that in play. Interestingly enough, he's from a school that's not too far from here in Calabar. But he'll be hoping that even though he's at a rival school, he can put a performance on that would make him seem as though he's comfortable here. And that will be a free kick now to be taken by Dwight Webb of Wolmer's. He's come off the bench and actually he's left it. Free kick will instead be taken by Walker. Taken short. Lifted into the box. No one able to clear it, and eventually Jones deals well with it. Oh, can he get there ahead of the goalkeeper? No, he can't, but he gets the ball back. He's out of position here. Fighting there. He did well eventually to just stave off that attack, but almost a very costly mistake. But Jabari Dixon won't mind. He prevented an almost certain goal on that occasion. And it seemed as though Aaron was about to score. He's had a couple of assists thus far in the game. Well, he has had an assist so far in the game, but now he's looking to get himself on the score sheet. And interestingly enough, we see Timothy Jones, who's scored both goals for the North All-Stars. He's actually been moved, I believe, to the center of defense. Weirdly enough. And that's played towards Tristan Dugal, but almost into the path of Dugal, but South still have the ball. Ooh, almost left it behind him, but no, he still has it. And that's played away. Good defending in the end from the North All-Stars. Of course, would love to secure a victory here after losing the last 2 years in this competition. There is Dixon, rolls it out. And actually, he's left it there a bit short, and that's cleared eventually by Dugal. Played over now to the right-hand side. And it's the return pass. Shaquille trying to just get around his man there, unable to as of yet, and looked for the give and go, but the initial pass wasn't on the mark. No, he's driving forward here, and has a shot from distance, but the attempt was rather tame in the end. But that's a part of the learning process at this level. You try to see what you can and can't do in terms of your own abilities. You learn a lot about yourself, not just your teammates. And in the end, it's not necessarily a game in which you want to be too critical. But we have seen plenty of glimpses of real quality and some maturity even among players of this age group. A number of players have showcased that. Plenty of players have caught the eye, especially Furtado, as well as Dominique Smith, of course, who scored, as well as, you know, the goal scorer. Had to be mentioned, Timothy Jones. Oh, he's lost possession here in a dangerous area. And he went for it. Had a goal from distance, Dwight Webb, but unfortunately couldn't put the accuracy on that shot that he would have wanted. Drags it wide. But they do get the ball back here. Robinson trying to find a teammate, but Timothy Jones, interestingly enough, since moving to centre back, he's actually acquitted himself quite well there. His size playing a role in his success in both positions. Oh, it's gone all the way over here. And it's a shot! But just couldn't direct it on target. But in the end, good attempt there. The North trying to extend their lead. Decent attempt in the end. Coming in from, I believe that's Joel Johnson. Didn't start initially, but he's been put onto the pitch And already trying to make an impact here, Johnson. Lost possession there, the North. Oh, good, nice little fake there. That's put out of play. Headed on. It's a good pass now down that right-hand side. And Furtado once more trying to take on a player, but touch a bit too heavy. It's gone all the way back, however, to Johnson. And couldn't find his teammate there. And South have the possession of the ball once more. Now it's Messi Walker. Trying to find his teammate there, didn't cut it back now. And that cross coming in there from Robinson. Pretty easy in the end to deal with. South can come forward now on the attack. Ball from Sterling there out to the left-hand side. Can keep it in play. No, he can't. But as I mentioned before, Messi Walker, the number 13 for the South team. It's quite some name. He's got a lot to live up to with a first name like that. If you name that at birth, you have all the expectations in the world. And given that he's already playing football here at this level, safe to say that he's on a route to trying to live up to those expectations. He's given a good account of himself since coming on as well. And a lovely touch there. Webb trying to find Walker, and ball makes its way to him. Eventually has a shot now! But unfortunately just couldn't put it on target. Messi Walker really trying to get involved in the game now. I mentioned before that Christian Foster of Hillel was actually supposed to be starting and playing today for the North team. Would have been his third All-Star appearance, but unfortunately, due to circumstances unknown, he's not able to play now. Of course, as I mentioned before, he's already played in the Manning Cup, even at such a tender age. And he also represents the Cavalier Football Club in an under 14 competition with the Kingston and St. Andrew Football Association. And he's been prolific in that one. He's been prolific pretty much in every competition that he's been in, scoring 13 goals for Hillel's under 14 team in the IS under 14 competition. But nevertheless, plenty of talent on show. Ooh, and you can hear the screams there following that challenge coming in on the young number 10 there, Joel Johnson. It was definitely a free kick and a decent position as well. We'll see plenty of players be interested in taking it, but of course it's the man who's taking the majority of the set pieces today for the North, Tyrell Christie, the under 14 champion with Jamaica College. He's the one who will be stepping up to take it. Not a bad delivery, but no one there at the back post able to meet it. Just a bit too much height on that pass there. And good pass inside now to Joanne Anderson. Not Joanne Anderson, rather it was Messi Walker. And let's hit it on. Good touch there. They've won back position here now. Dominic Cruikshawn, I believe with that. Thought he was on the pitch before, but he's actually on now. And a cross supposed to be coming in. Has a shot instead. And a good block there coming in from the north. Solid defensive effort from Raheem Smith. My apologies. Yes, actually it was Raheem Smith with the block there, the Jamaica College player. And I believe I've been mistaking him for Josiah early on in the game, but it's a good set piece. No one there able to make contact. But again, once more, apologies to the young man there. Josiah Banton of Kingston College. A number of times I called him Raheem Smith in the first half. But nevertheless, another corner kick to South All-Stars. A good delivery as well. No one able to time their jump well enough to head that home for an equalizer. And had that just been placed on target, the header, or had someone be able to make contact and get a header, I tell you what, probably would have scored with the goalkeeper coming for it and unable to claim it. You'd have had an empty net to head home into. Rosen plays it downfield. And Aaron unable to get the return pass. Good turn there, almost won a foul. And that pass down the right-hand channel now into Sterling. Can he get across in here? Trying to get past his man there, but good defending from Cavani White. Set piece now to be taken by Sterling. Avon Sterling lifts into the box. Not a bad one. Just makes his way all to the back post. And now they can come clear on a counter attack. And the attempted pass there cut out. Good idea, however, from Johnson. Just didn't quite come off. Will be a throw in to the North All-Stars, I believe. And Deshaun Smith will go across to take it. Just awaiting the ball from the South All-Stars. And just a reminder, it is 40 minutes a half. And I assume that the format will be the same for the under 16 showcase. Oh, once more, lovely dribbling on show. And you can hear the cries of the coach who wanted a penalty. Pleading for one, actually. But the referee looks the other way. But once more, just a small sight of what Aaron from Campion has to offer. Oh! Tried to flick it over the head there of Messi Walker. Tristan Dugal almost got away with it, but instead had to be fouled in order to prevent the completion of course, what we call a pile, sometimes referred to as a sombrero flick, but nevertheless, free kick now to the North All-Stars, who 2-1 up front, but haven't looked in this half as fluid as they were in the first. Oh, some danger here in the box now. Eventually punched, but not clear. Convincing, then a bicycle kick. Cleared. Headed on with Johnson. Now Smith into the path of Christie, and that's eventually a comfortable save. Timothy Jones's touch lets him down. And now South can come forward with a shot and saved. Really good save there coming in from Brown. Decent effort there as well from Dominic Cruikshank from Wolmer's. Produced an excellent save to force that corner kick that is upcoming, but before the corner kick can be taken, we are going to get just a short little water break. Of course, we want the youngsters to stay hydrated, but also perhaps just some tactical instruction on the way as well for both teams, who have at times gotten away from their fundamentals, but they'll just be most likely urged to remember their shape and their positioning. And so far, we've seen both goalkeepers be tested, especially at the other end where South have had to stave off a number of chances. But thus far, the goalkeeper has stood tall. But it's at the other end where the problem is. They're going to have to get another goal if they want to make it 3 years in a row that they win this competition. We're about to just resume play, of course, with that corner kick now for the South All-Stars. It seems it will be Walker to take. It's into the box now, headed away at the near post, I believe, by Jugal. And that will go out for a throw-in now, which Messi Walker will take. And you're waiting the instruction there, as well as a change being made to the North All-Stars. It seems Neymar Francis has been summoned off the bench. Pass now unable to be taken down there by Liam DeLissa from Kingston College. And I have to say, it's a bit humorous. I find it a bit humorous that, especially, well, it's not a new thing, but especially nowadays, so many children are being named after some pretty legendary footballers. It does put you under a lot of pressure to live up to those expectations. Of course, not necessarily living up to those heights, but becoming a player in that field or a person in that field. And with names like Messi, Walker, and Neymar Francis, you're expecting them to be pretty special. And given they are all-stars in this competition that is supposed to represent the country's best, I'd say that so far, so good on that department. And what about the parents as well, who We've given everything to allow these young students to be able to play at this level. Missed header there, and Jones eventually, well, almost cleared it. Now is Webb. Can get there ahead of Dugal, unable to. Tristan Dugal will just go across to take that throw in now for the North All Stars. He does have Deshaun Smith in support. And he's holding him off really, really well there in the corner, and he's won a throw despite the pressure from Walker. Talented young player out of Excelsior. Now into Yvonne Sterling. Unable to get past this young man, the number 24, the number 14 rather, Cavani White, who's been rock solid thus far defensively in that left back position for the North All Stars. It's very rare that you see defensively in those 1v1 situations, you see players at this age and at that height as well be so defensively solid. But trust me, Cavani White has been absolutely sensational. And that's to be expected out of a Jamaica College player. Of course, we've already mentioned before that they've won a couple of competitions this year in football, and such is the talent that they amass that it's really no surprise when we see players like him. And a shot coming now. Didn't go far away, wasn't far at all. Almost producing a goal there. Number 21 for South, Cartel Edwards, having a goal from distance, but we have a player down on the ground now for the North All Stars. And he'll be taken off the pitch. Now played downfield and headed on to Neymar Francis. And pass over the top now, looking for Damian Jongwe. Unable to find him. And it's played away, but not very far at all. Deshaun Smith has a goal, and now it's coming to the path of Jongwe, but he couldn't quite get to it, didn't quite have the speed, and in the end, good goalkeeping got there ahead of him. The young goalkeeper for South, and Timothy Jones. Oh, seemingly lost possession here, and he's skipped past a couple of players, including Dugal, but seems players called back here, perhaps for a throw-in. And I have to say, pretty selfless move, I have to say, from Timothy Jones. It's not very common you'd see a player who's on a hat-trick and playing up front go back to centre-back willingly at that to help the team defend. Just showing off not just his ability, of course, in front of goal, but also the attitude he has, the determination, the selflessness, which is, of course, something you would definitely want to see out of a young player who's developing his game. Of course, most likely he was instructed to do so by his coach, just to showcase that he can play both positions, but nevertheless, you still have to heed the words and not move out of position, and he's done that very well thus far, Timothy Jones. A free kick coming in from Walker. Not a bad one, but it's cleared away. None of his teammates were attacking it. Now it's Sterling. Now, he's taking it down. Makiri. Poor touch there from Cartel Edwards. Makiri de Aguilar also had a touch that just let him down in the box. And That is, of course, something that you'd want to rectify at this age now, because your first touch determines so much. It can prevent goals as well, it can lead to goals at the other end, as well as it can set you up in a position to score more often than not if you get your touch right. The importance of your first touch being of excellent quality cannot be understated, especially at this level where a lot of players tend to make mistakes dealing with balls coming in the air over the top. You want to be able to take that down and put yourself in a position to finish. Now is Avon Sterling with the free kick. Not a bad one. Teasing delivery. Headed away, however. Oh, good bit of skill there from Dwight Webb. But couldn't get his shot away cleanly. And that will be put out of play for a throw-in to the North All-Stars. Just about 10 minutes to go now. And well-deserved lead, I have to say. Of course, for much of the second half, they've not really had the bulk of possession, but they've defended pretty well. Not really giving away many clear-cut opportunities. Lovely ball over the top now, but a bit too much power on it. And Dominic Cruikshank from Wolmer's unable to take that in his stride. Headed on from Jongwei to Deshaun Smith, who loses possession there. But he does get a throw in after Sterling couldn't keep it in play. He's down the wing here now, trying to beat his man, but that's good defending from South. And Damien Jongwei trying to get away with it there. Thought he could perhaps trick the referee, allow him to think that the ball hadn't gone out of play, but yes, it did. And it will be a throw-in to the South All-Stars. Headed on once more, and that's put out of play. And it does seem as though there are a couple of players on the bench who are about to make their entrance into the game, with just a few minutes remaining in this one for the South All-Stars. And among them being... Oh, lovely pass there. And as a shot now, and saved a bit unconventionally, and he's committed a penalty. Oh, that's poor, that's really poor, but nevertheless, a chance here for the South All-Stars to get back into this now. Lovely move initially by Dwight Webb. And then he got his pass off in time to Cartel Edwards, who had a shot. He was creeping into that corner, had the goalkeeper for the North team, Brown, not gotten to it, but didn't quite collect his save in convincing fashion, and so he had no choice seemingly but to foul. And now the South All-Stars have a chance to make him pay for that error, as Messi Walker steps up to take this penalty. And as I mentioned before, when you have names like that, you're expected to deliver. And now from 12 yards out, he has a chance to do just that. And I don't know if you can hear the chants, but they are pleading, baying for a goal. Can he step up and deliver one for the supporters? Messi Walker versus Brown in goal from Jamaica College. Can he do it? Oh no! Oh no! Ooh. Messi Walker really expected him to put that one away, but actually he's hit the bar. And the South All-Stars, unfortunately, still 2-1 behind. Messi Walker, of course, will not want to see that back. And seems there are a couple of players coming onto the pitch now for South. And each of them, I believe, were in the first half, of course, for Tado, as well as Omar Reed and Josiah Banton, who I mistakenly called Raheem Smith on a number of occasions in the first half, and once more I'd like to apologize to you, young man. But South, despite being 2-1 down, do have a chance to still get back into this game and perhaps force an equalizer, but that's cleared away once more by Timothy Jones, who, as I mentioned before, started off this game up front, the St. Catherine High man, and just as he so often did in the Manning Cup, he scored 2 goals here today and has put his team up in front, but he's now playing centre back and he's playing well there now as well. Deshaun Smith has a goal, and that's pounced upon. Great save. Yes, he was at his near post, but he still had to get to it. Now it's Walker using his hands well to shield the ball, and his pass, however, is intercepted. Another great clearance. Neymar Francis playing that over. Oh, Aaron! Good shot. And his attempt there is a good one, but let's be honest, he perhaps have been better off squaring it for his teammate there, Neymar Francis, who was in a better position to score. The decision making there, not quite what you'd have wanted. Just had to display a bit more vision and some selflessness. Smith. Oh, lovely pass. And he still has a chance to get a shot away now, Damon Jongwei, but good defending coming in there. But what about that pass from Deshaun Smith, and an even better one from Neymar Francis, first time as well into the path of Damon Jongwei. There's a shot now. He opts not to take it on and tried to get that pass into the path of Furtado, but great defending coming in once more from Cavani White, who just has been sensational down that left-hand side. Complete lockdown. And should the North All-Stars claim victory today, I tell you what, he's a candidate for man of the match. He has been consistent. There's a shot now. Great save. Seemed destined to end up in the back of the net, but in the end, great save by Brown. He's putting on quite the show here in front of his home crowd. Of course, was at fault for giving away the penalty, which he did not end up suffering for because the penalty wasn't scored. Here's Dwight Webb now as a shot. And unlike the incident which led to the penalty, he quite comfortably claims that one without spilling it into the path of an attacker. Good goalkeeping there from Kenoy Brown. Oh, he's drifting past a couple of players now, Damon Jongwei, but eventually loses the ball, and Makiri lost possession there. Oh, lovely turn by Tyrell Christie, and he got a bit greedy, tried to go back for seconds there, but lost possession of the ball, Tyrell Christie, and it will be a foul there. As you can see, Makiri Diagalor lost the ball there, and Tyrell Christie left his man for dead. Had Delissa skating on ice. Well, skating on turf. But in the end, lost the ball. Will be a throw, it will be a foul, perhaps.
substitution. The main Christie is taken out and he's replaced by Timothy Bennett from Campbell College. So that's Christie. Unfortunate playmaker for the blue team taken out.
Sterling drifting down that right hand side now, trying to play it into Furtado. Couldn't quite get there, and once more good defending coming in from the North team. On that occasion it was number 5 Tassius Golding who's come onto the pitch. Sterling's pass gets it back, cross coming in, headed away by Timothy Jones, and that's most definitely a foul there following the challenge on Makiri Diagla. There's Furtado drifting past a couple of players. Once more, he's been really good today. Actually getting triple teamed in the corner. Opens up space, however, for Sterling to cross now, but that's easily dealt with by Timothy Jones. Oh, but not very far, and the shot coming in from Walker there blocked. And once more, just have to mention Timothy Jones, despite playing central striker up in the first half and scoring 2 goals, he's been equally as impressive since he's moved to that centre-back role. And just something to think about for those watching and looking at him, just scouting. He's a young man who, of course, his size plays a part in his ability to do this, but good anticipation on both ends of the pitch. An attempt at a bicycle kick here, headed on to Furtado, and oh, the white web just couldn't make contact there. The Women's player unable to retain his balance and composure, so he could get a proper shot away, but not much left in this, and they'll of course want to get a goal back to prevent a loss here. And now they are coming forward with Cartel Edwards, a pass going all the way through. He's kept it in play now, Dominic Cruikshank, and he's asking for a corner, and he's actually won it. Good work there by Cruikshank in a pretty disadvantageous position. Furtado, Makiri Diagla trying to find Furtado, unable to, and that's clear downfield now. Sterling. Now Omar Reed on the ball. Lifted into the box, headed away once more by Timothy Jones, who, along with Cavani White, most definitely have been the standout players today. Timothy Jones has been sensational wherever he's been called upon to play, and in the end his 2 goals have made the difference for this North team, the North All-Stars. Throw in taken, and they've lost position once more. Messi Walker will take the throw. Throwing taken, cleared once more by Timothy Jones. Referee should be checking his watch right about now, because I'm pretty sure that the full-time whistle should have probably already been gone, and we weren't able to keep that in play, the South All-Stars team, and it seems that for the first time in 3 years they'll lose in this competition, and most definitely so. And at the end of this one, the North Under-14 All-Stars take the victory 2-1 over the South Under-14 All-Stars, thanks to 2 goals from Timothy Jones. And just a reminder for those of us who are perhaps just joining or joined late and weren't able to hear, we do have the Under-16 edition of this competition coming up for you pretty shortly. perhaps with a bit more familiar names, as they'd have been playing in the Manning Cup or the Da Costa Cup or whatever competitions you've been following. And in the end, score ends 2-1, game ends 2-1. And it was a great game, putting on display some wonderful talent.